right, we are back again down by our normal chat spot, normal hangout spot. Today, I want to give you a simple guide on how to start a YouTube channel. But before we do that, we've got a couple niche ideas. And this is all really just based on things that have happened to me this weekend, which was really funny. So, here in Wisconsin, and I'm going to have to be really careful with my words because YouTube gets real finicky about things that you can and cannot say. So here in Wisconsin, you can buy special types of beer. It's not regular alcohol. It's kind of alcohol that is made with substances, I guess that would be illegal, but not, I've got to be really careful with my words. So anyway, what you can do is you can go to a convenience store and buy. And the thing that's weird is that it's legal in Illinois, but it's not legal here. Illinois, if you don't know, is about, I would say, 8 miles south of where I am right now. So people could really just go over the border, buy whatever they're going to buy, and then come back legally, buy it there legally, and come back here, and it would be illegal to possess. Anyway, there's a weird loophole in Wisconsin where you can buy this type of alcohol. And I wanted to try it. I'd never tried it before. And so that's what I did. I might go over to one of these other benches here. Anyway, so I bought it and I tried it. The thing that I bought had 10 milligrams of concentration in it, and I'd never drank this stuff before. And so I drank it Friday night. I had 3 of them. Apparently 3 is way too many. And so it was funny. But that's a niche. Specialty, craft beers of different kinds that you could potentially just maybe sit like this. Specialty beers, craft beers that you could make on your own. But what's really interesting is that there isn't a ton of information on the type of beers that I purchased. And of course, if some people might try and make it at home, I don't know that I would recommend that, but you can simply inform people on their options, what the different milligrams mean, what you should expect, things of that nature, because I had no idea what to expect. But that's a niche. Another interesting niche, which is probably more mainstream, is helping people solve their dental issues. It's like my daughter, she has braces. And, brace technology has changed over the last 20 or 30 years, but simply helping people understand what goes into it, helping people understand the process of having braces, the different types of braces, really laying it out, again, what to expect in the short, long term. So I think those are 2 really interesting niches. It was so funny. Maybe I'll tell the story at the end, but yeah, specialty beers I think could be an interesting niche if you wanted to find something off the beaten path a little bit. And I'm sure there's a variety of ways that you could take it, but you would have to be, if you're going to start a YouTube channel with this, you'd have to be careful with the words that you say and the legalities of it. If you live in the United States where it's mostly illegal, you're gonna have to be careful. But if you live outside the United States and it's not as frowned upon, you might be able to get away with saying a little bit more things. However, that might limit you to earnings potential as far as U.S. versus outside the U.S. Anyway, I thought that was pretty funny, pretty interesting. An interesting turn of events. So if you're just getting started like me, don't drink 3 of them. Start with 1 and see how it goes. Anyway, for people that want to start a YouTube channel, and I would say maybe a faceless YouTube channel, from what I'm seeing, there are maybe 2 types of faceless channels that are working really well right now. And I think you should jump on this opportunity. I think if you are technical, or if you're teaching somebody something, those are always going to work because you don't really need to show your face. There's so many new pieces of technology that are coming out every single day, especially in the space of AI. there's so many different AI things, AI softwares that are coming out every single day. Oh, before we continue, and I'll forget if I don't say this now, every Sunday I would like to start doing a Q&A where you guys send me a bunch of questions in the community tab, and then I just answer them. I rattle them off on a Sunday. I think that's a pretty cool way to go to make sure that you guys are getting your questions answered. So if you would, and I'll make a post, but if you've got questions that you want me to answer, put them down below, and I'll save them all for Sunday. And Sunday will be just a long Q&A session where I answer as many questions as I can within 20 or 30 minutes. Anyway, and of course I'll give you a shout out, give you credit for the question. Anyway, there's so many new pieces of technology, whether it's like an AI agent or it's a new software, a new website, a new app that will help make someone's life easier or faster or more efficient. You could focus solely on the newest technologies. One of the great reasons why you could go there is it would be a really good affiliate opportunity. A lot of those new softwares, they offer reoccurring commissions, and so you just simply create 4 or 5 pieces of content for each individual software. So for example, let's say Descript. I don't know if you've heard of Descript. It was one of the first transcription services out there where you simply would upload a video and it would transcribe. It does much more now, but that was the first thing it was known for. Anyway, with Descript, they offer, I believe, 30% reoccurring commission. You simply create 5 videos talking about the features, do a review, an overview, like how to get started, potential issues, come up with 5 different videos. And those 5 videos will give you authority, and people will click on your affiliate links and they'll enroll in your reoccurring program. So I think going that route is a cool way. So what I think you should do too is maybe pick a niche within the tech tutorial space. So for example, like Descript, it works with like video editing, things like that. So your niche would be video editing, faceless video editing, news and information, and then you can earn affiliate commissions that way. There's other things for like financial advice. There's things for audio and all sorts of stuff. So you pick a niche there. You could do that faceless, offer tutorials, offer step-by-step guides and instructions, and then I would actually attach a blog to it as well. And the way that I would do it is I would have ChatGPT or whatever AI software you feel comfortable with transcribe your videos and then turn those videos into blog posts. And the cool thing about that is you're going to be extending your reach. You're gonna have a YouTube channel and you're gonna have a blog that's dedicated to getting traffic. And then you simply just embed your YouTube videos at the top of the blog, and then push for everyone to just watch the YouTube videos, and you can double dip and potentially rank on Google and YouTube for those. But I think that's a really cool idea. The second thing that I would recommend that you do is, if you're going to start a faceless channel, the things that are working, I think right now, are channels that I always get this confused. Qualify a certain topic. For example, like right now we're seeing for like over 40-year-olds, for seniors, history to fall asleep to. It's not just history, it's history to fall asleep. And I think like if you can go more narrow and more niche, you're gonna attract an audience, because what people want is people want to make sure that you can solve the problems for their unique individual needs. For seniors, for example, like health for seniors, health for 50-year-olds. You may have heard me say this before, but the needs of a 50-year-old, their metabolism, what they can and cannot do, is going to be much different than someone that's in their 20s or 30s. So if you create a YouTube channel, and I encourage everyone to, and you want to do it faceless, find a niche that you're interested in, that you know a lot about, and add some sort of qualifier for it. I think that is the way to go in 2025. Everyone, in my opinion, is going too broad, and there is no one going deep into a subject or a topic. It's hard to show that you're an expert, and that's what people ultimately are looking for. They're looking for, they're making sure that the people they're watching and listening to have some sort of expertise. And so the best way, in my opinion, is to go deep. Don't go wide, go deep. And you can show that you have the expertise. You can show that you're answering their questions, their concerns. They'll follow you. One of my Faceless channels has done very well because it is specific to a group of people. It is not just general information. Like, people will tell you how to start a YouTube channel, but it's just general information. But what if you could show 40-year-olds, 50-year-olds, 60-year-olds who want to start a YouTube channel how to get started? And then what you can do is you can take the information that's already out there. So there are literally, I would say, tens of thousands of videos of people telling you how to start a YouTube channel. But what if you took that information and then you applied it to 40-year-olds, 50-year-olds, 60-year-olds, and you could grow that way? I think that is the opportunity of 2025. Instead of just making general, broad, random content, talk to a very specific group of people. But you've got to remember, and you might be thinking, oh well, Alston, that's going to severely limit my reach and how much money I can make. And I think the opposite is true. First of all, YouTube gets over 1 billion visits per month, right? Out of those billion visits, tens of thousands, hundreds of thousands of people are in each category. Maybe even millions of people are in each category. And so if you go deep and you tell 40-year-olds how to start a YouTube channel, or 50-year-olds how to start a YouTube channel, there are tens of thousands of 40-year-olds, 50-year-olds that want to start a YouTube channel for a variety of reasons. If you want to make significant money online, you only need 5,000 page views per day. You only need 10,000 page views per day, YouTube views. That's really all you need to make significant money, and that's per day. So some people are going to watch your videos over and over again. Some people are going to watch your videos and share them. Some people might watch your videos and give an audit or critique. But I think that from what I'm seeing, and the way that I'm going with my YouTube channels, is that they're going to be hyper specific for the next few years. I'm going to be doing things like over 40, over 50. YouTube, how to start a YouTube channel if you're 50 and over. How to monetize YouTube if you're 50 or over. I think that is the opportunity that is presented itself. Because if you look at the Faceless accounts, most of the Faceless accounts are giving generalized information, and it's mostly the same repeated generalized information. But what if you gave that generalized information but packaged it for 50-year-olds? Because 50-year-olds have different needs and responsibilities. Those 50-year-olds might have kids or grandkids, or they might be concerned about paying for their kids' college tuition. And so if you can create Faceless videos that talk to that individual or very specific need, I think you can grow. Another opportunity, we can do any niche, really. Finance for 50-year-olds, side hustles for 50-year-olds, travel for 50-year-olds, vacationing, cruises, all of that stuff. Retirement, savings, death and dying, all of these basic things. Add that little quantifier, add that little thing to it, and you'll be able to create a whole different niche. That's how you grow on YouTube. You create a niche where there isn't one. If you look, and I always point back to my successes, the videos that have always had the most success for me are videos that were adjacent to a niche. The I Tried It series, that is me creating a niche out of something that was already there. The niche was all of these quote-unquote fast ways to make money, but I Tried It combined what people were thinking with a niche that was already out there. So what I'm going to encourage, what I want you to do from this day forward, is think about how can you take a niche and create something inside of it. Because everyone's fighting for this huge chunk, and you don't want to fight for this huge chunk. You want to go where nobody else is hanging out and talk to people, because I guarantee you, For me, I always try and think about the monetization aspect. If you do like, let's say savings or retirement planning for 50-year-olds, let's say you jump into that niche, you can sell them products and services that they need because they will know, like, and trust you easier. You have created content where you've shown that you're able to help them, or you understand the needs that they're going through, and I think there'll be a higher level of trust quicker. One of the hardest things that you can do as a faceless account is build trust with people. But if you can show that you know the exact issues that they're going through, the problems that they're facing, I think there's a higher level of trust and more money to be made. So I'll say it again, go into a niche that you know about, and then see how you can carve out something new, unique, and different. Because everybody wants new. You know, that's why every marketing campaign starts with new, or different, or unique, never before seen. People want new. So carve out a niche, find a way to make it new, put a nice glossy sheen on it, and I think that's the opportunity for 2025. Now, the great news is, because you are inside of a niche and you're carving out something new and different for yourself, if the niche changes over time, you can evolve with it, because you're not doing something completely different than anything else. Like I said, how to start a YouTube channel over 40, for example. If the market changes and people over 40 are no longer interested, and the other thing too is, when you create content for over 40, it's evergreen, because there's always going to be somebody turning 40 and wanting to start a YouTube channel or whatever it is, or start savings and investing and things of that nature. So like investing over 40. I said retirement planning over 40, but starting a business in your 40s, starting an online business in your 40s. I think that's just adding that little change carves out a new, unique niche for you, and then you can sell stuff. So that's the direction that I would go. Take whatever knowledge, skills, experience that you have, and this goes for both faceless and people that want to show their face branded accounts. I think that a lot of people are gravitating to the faceless because they think that works. So instead of just making faceless content like everybody else, go and carve out something new and unique and different, and you'll be surprised. You'll be surprised how quickly. Like one of my channels that I just started doing this with, like I made the mistake. One of the issues when it comes to faceless is you jump in and you kind of make the same mistakes as everyone else, and then you try and figure out if you can hang around long enough, if you can give yourself enough of a chance and opportunity, you can hang around long enough and trial and error and figure out what works and what doesn't work. I was making the same faceless content like everybody else, and it wasn't getting results. But then I said, you know what? Let me try this one thing. And the reason why I tried it was because I saw it was working in a different niche. And that thing that I tried was adding in a little qualifier, over 50, over 60. And you could do new tech for old people. I think that works. Anyway, let me know what you think in the comment section. I got to do my thumbnails. I always forget. So go ahead and do that now. Anyway, those are going to be one of the three is going to be a thumbnail. It's really important to me. Let you guys comment down below if you've got questions. Like I said, every Sunday I would like to put together. I'd like to answer maybe 2 or 3 of them, and we can make sure that you're getting the help that you're looking for. I think it's supposed to be a nice day today. Anyway, quickly I'll tell you the story about how I did something I wasn't supposed to do. Like I said, I'd never tried these before, and from everything I read online, you're supposed to like drink it slowly and then kind of let it happen. I did not do that. And the thing is they taste just like root beer. If you've ever had root beer soda, you would not be able to tell the difference. Maybe a slight difference, but for the most part, it's the exact same, right? So they tell you to start slowly. I didn't, And after I finished the first one, I was like, this didn't work. This has no impact. And so I asked my wife to get me a second one. Got a second one. Still felt nothing. And and then I drank a third, didn't feel anything, and then I went to bed. I woke up in the middle of the night, out of my mind. It was like crazy. It was nuts. I had never felt that before, and so, and even the next day, I still felt a little out of it. The next morning, probably until about 10 o'clock, I was out of it. And then yesterday we wound up going to a baseball game. It's a 20-year reunion, or 20-year anniversary of the White Sox winning the World Series, and we actually went to the game, and they did all the player introductions, and they had a little speech. What's really cool is where we usually sit. We usually sit, if it's just my wife and I, we sit right behind home plate. They're called the Scout seats. They're called the Wintrust Scout seats. And when you go there, you go right when the gates open, and they've got a buffet. They've got a private bar and restaurant where you can hang out before the game. All you can eat, all included, all you can eat, all you can drink. And then during the game, you sit right behind home plate where the umpires go in and out, and they bring unlimited food and drinks to your seat. And then they have the buffet, the lounge area is open until the 5th inning or the 7th inning. I don't remember. But then you can hang out in the lounge 30 minutes after the game and just continue to drink and have dessert, which was really cool. We didn't. We left at the top of the 9th. But what was really cool is we actually hired a driver to go all the way down there. From where we live to the stadium is about an hour and a half. And so, yeah, it was really nice not to have to drive there, sit in the entire game. It was hot. The first inning and a half, we were in the sun. Able to go there, not have to worry about parking, hop in the car, drive there, get out, go straight to our gate, which was, right in the front, eat, drink, and then hop in the car and drive back. So it was really cool. That was my birthday gift, which was really cool. My birthday is this Saturday. Yeah, my birthday, I think, is this Saturday. So, yeah, pretty cool. We had a good time. It was fun. Yeah. So that is it for today. Let me know if you have any questions. Please put your questions down in the comment section so that they can get answered. We'll see you in the next video.